Tonight, the Supreme Court betrays the Republic and upholds Obamacare.
When I was in the office this morning and we got the horrible news that the private Federal Reserve was instituting their tax via health care and would have the IRS enforce this takeover, John Bound, one of our producers and researchers, said, you watch, they are going to now sacrifice Holder, at least on the surface, as a distraction from this. Boom, they had the vote today to slap Holder on the wrist for the contempt of Congress. Now, I came out and said, oh, it is a tax to insurance companies owned by banks. Yeah. 35 million schmucks. Here we go. 35 mil. Not the illegal aliens that get free health care. Known as shuckers, known as marks, known as minions, known as whatever you want to call them. 35 mil. And, I instinctively did an 8 there, which on its side is infinity, because the raping here is infinity. I covered this for 3 painful hours on the radio today because it's just another signpost of tyranny. Government-run health care. I had said that I believe they were going to rule for it because it's what the insurance companies wrote. It's what they wanted. They're owned by the big banks. It's not even really socialist health care, and that's bad enough. It's eugenicist, globalist, death panel health care. And they know exactly what they're doing. But people said, oh, no, in the arguments a few months ago, the Supreme Court said they were going to rule against it. So I said, okay, well, that's a good sign for our country. But we had one of the Republican-appointed justices go over to make it the 5-4 ruling for it. And on this day, upheld the individual health insurance mandate that is the heart of the President Obama's landmark health care law. In fact, out of 5 issues being looked at, they upheld 4. And again, it was in the Wall Street Journal. They had the head of the healthcare and insurance banker consortium in there. I remember last year they were saying, oh, yeah, we wrote this. We think it's great. And we saw in the news today, in fact, we have some of those articles from Investment Watch, also Barron's, stocks exploded for healthcare companies and insurance companies because it makes 35 million people buy insurance, and it allows the government and these boards staffed by HMO and insurance company people to say your doctor can't give you a treatment. So this is not a big boon for the doctors or even hospitals in many extents. It is the insurance companies who make you buy their product, already up by 25%. They're talking about 50% increase the next 2 years. Make you buy their product, but wait, it gets worse. It gets a lot worse. The IRS, as was in the bill, has already hired 7,500 extra people. They're going to hire another 10,000. And I'm already getting calls, and we're vetting this. They're already, months ago, because they knew where the ruling was going, taking money out of people's accounts who don't have insurance. The IRS is, out of your bank accounts, digitally. They already have this capability to quote, go towards Medicaid and Medicare because they say you're not buying it. And Rubio talked about this a long time ago, but now it is actually happening. The Supreme Court upholds Obama's health care law. And now since health care is socialized, oh, well, the government's going to control what you eat. I mean, they're saying this because, after all, you're costing us all money now. So there's the nightmare social engineering aspect to all of this. So Obama is very, very proud of it. The Washington Post is very, very proud of it. It's all a giant joke to them that they've rammed this through. And you've got all these useful idiots, the same folks that said, oh, praise God, Obama's been elected. I'm going to get a free car, free house. You didn't get jack squat, but a globalist engineered Agenda 21 depression.
But I think people really wanted to see more change. They voted for real change, and a lot of Republicans voted for real change, too. We haven't delivered it. The health care bill, a lot of people sitting around with special interests making deals. The Senate bill is essentially written by the insurance companies.
I told the president twice in 2 different meetings that I couldn't support the bill if it didn't have a robust public option, and if it, at least if they didn't have something that was going to protect consumers from these rapid premium increases. And you know what? the White House counts me as wavering. The insurance companies are the problem, and we're giving them a version of a bailout.
Rubio argued that millions of Americans will face being out of compliance with the IRS for not having health insurance coverage. Well, he didn't argue that. I love how they make it partisan. It's in the legislation that the IRS is going to come after you, and it's already happening. Okay, let's continue here. Obamacare, it's about enriching banksters and Wall Street. And Kurt Nimmo at Infowars.com goes through all of the admissions by the lobbyists, all of them. He has links to it where they admit they would make giant profits off of this. And this is Kurt Nimmo back in 2010. 2 years ago, broke down what it would do with all the links as the fat cats bragged. And again, it's already gone up 25% since the law was put in, not even implemented. They're talking about 50% increase. Oh, and by the way, pull up the Associated Press, guys. It doesn't cover pre-existing conditions for children. But I saw Obama in his press conference saying that today. Total screw job. Lets the insurance companies cut back on the care, set up death panels to ration care, and make you buy it. Have you researched the unbelievable garbage going on with the national healthcare system, NHS in England and other places? Paul Watson, thank God, could go to an herbalist and get healed. 1 month, couldn't get to see a doctor. When he finally got in, massive taxes in England. He pays for this. They gave him a packet of aspirins and stuff and said, go home. Still couldn't get well. Couldn't go see a private doctor. You got to get bureaucrat permission for that. Was able to get well on herbs and things. This is what we're talking about, folks. Tom Daschle, who helped write it with Mitt Romney, said, you're 65, you don't get eye surgery. Yeah, there's National Review running the Associated Press, if you scroll down, via AP. Obamacare does not cover pre-existing conditions in children. Here's the Natural News article, also posted at Infowars.com. 10 years of Obamacare would cost $1.76 trillion for more than originally claimed. So there's also, it's meant to bankrupt us. That's the plan. Okay, shifting gears now into the staged terror of 7/7 and 9/11.